Hey guys, welcome to the video. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can do one wholesale deal per month without cold calling. Okay. So, the way that I do these videos is inside of our school community. It is kind of a live version slash pre-recorded, like scripted. I mean, not pre-recorded, but scripted. It's not really scripted, guys. I just do this on a whim. So this is live in the school community. People can ask questions. They are hanging out with me here. But also this isn't scripted. We're just kind of rolling with the topic. So how can you do one wholesale deal per month without cold calling? Okay, if you know me, my name is Eva. I mean, if you don't know me, if you know me, you know my name is Eva. If you don't know me, my name is Eva. I have been wholesaling real estate for the last 6 years, very specifically on market. Okay. I work with agents and I work with AI. So AI actually does all my work for me pretty much all day long. It does at least 90% of my work. Most days, I am either creating content for you guys, rotting on my couch, or on some kind of side quest in my life. Maybe I'm in Mexico, maybe I'm on a cruise, maybe I'm at Starbucks, maybe I'm at TJ Maxx, like who knows. Point is, I'm hardly ever working my wholesale business. More times than not, I'm actually working and developing software, or I am creating content for you guys now at this point. 90% of my business for wholesaling is done by the AI. The only time that I really have to get involved in my wholesaling business is if I need to make a phone call, if I need to put out maybe some kind of fire that the AI can't handle. Maybe there's an issue going on at title and I need to get involved in that. That's pretty much the only things that I ever handle anymore at this point. Everything else is the AI. The AI finds my leads. The AI puts my leads into the system. The AI one of the AIs, because I have two AIs that are all working together in one account on one market. One of the AIs is negotiating all the deals, talking to the agents, doing the follow up, everything like that. The other AI is micromanaging that AI and the whole account as a whole. So they're moving things in the pipeline, making sure that the other AI is doing its job right, stopping that AI if it needs to get involved, text messaging me if I need to get involved. So, for example, um, the way that everything works for this is the wrong phone. The way that it works for me is I can text message them. I need to get the right phone in here. But I have 3 phones if you don't know. I could just text message my AI and we just have full on like text message conversations like if you were texting me and I was texting you or if you're texting your mom. I don't know. It works exactly the same. It's very strange how you could be texting an AI and then they're working your business in the background. But that's the day and age that we're in. So if you're not using AI for your business, you're really far behind. Now, how do you do one wholesale deal a year or a month? Not a year. Please allow. I mean, if you do one a year, great. At least you did one. But let's get you to one a month because how do you live on one a year? That's not enough money for you. So how to do one wholesale deal per month without cold calling. I'm going to show you how I used to do it, and then I'm going to show you how I do it now. So how I used to wholesale, let me give you a screen share. Hi, how's it going? Okay, so you guys see my screen? Um, I'm going to exit out of this one, move this over here. So the CRM that I like to use is Go High Level. There's a link for that in the bio. It just keeps everything clean and organized. How I used to wholesale is I used to go to Zillow. So like let's take it back to like 2020. Back in the day. Back in the day. Um, I would go onto Zillow and I would search for properties, right? What am I gonna do? And I'd find a property that, needed some help, whatever, looked like it needed to be renovated. I'd find the information for the agent. I'd call this agent and I'd make an offer on this property. Where's that agent information? I haven't even used Zillow in so long, I don't even know where the heck the agent information is anymore. Somewhere around here. Maybe they took it away. They couldn't have taken it away because I think they legally have to. I know that they legally have to display who this is listed by. Maybe it's in facts and whatever. No. Oh, here it is. So listed by So I would always call this listing agent and I'd be like, hey, really interested in your property on 7626 Golden Glen. We want to make an offer on it, cash offer, blah, blah, blah. We'd say the whole spiel. Um, that's how I used to wholesale. I would call on market properties. This is how you can get your first property without cold calling. You're not cold calling when you're calling an agent because you're having a business to business conversation. These guys want to talk to you. Okay. Like they're like, yeah, I have a house listed for sale. Like, let's negotiate a deal. So it's not like you're calling a seller and they're like, how the fuck did you get my information? Who are you? Why are you calling me? Don't ever call me again. And it's, I mean, the way that I can't remember the abbreviation for the laws, but the way that certain laws are happening now, you can't just be cold calling sellers anymore. A lot of that can sometimes get you in trouble, especially if you've done multiple calls to that person. So it's a little sketch cold calling them. You could end up with like a $5,000 fine, depending on what state you're in, what calling. Like, if you guys want more information on that, I will also put a link in the description below. That is every 6 months, every 3 to 6 months, I do like a in-depth research document on every state and what states you can wholesale in, what states you can't wholesale in, what are the specific different little nuances of each market. So if you want that, I'll put that in the description box below. But yeah, this is how I used to wholesale. Back in 2020, back in the day, we're going to go all the way back. I would sit at my little table in Las Vegas and I would scroll Zillow for hours. And I wouldn't put any filters. I would put filters and I'd find all those ones first because those would be my like easy picks, the easy things to do. Then I would just scroll aimlessly after I did those because there's a lot that hide that don't come up in those filters. So then I would scroll and scroll and scroll, and I'd be on the phones and I'd be looking for like 12 hours a day, and I'd be sending these deals to another wholesaler who would JV them with me and be like, is this a good one? Does the math make sense on this? Blah, blah, blah. Got this, got that, get this, get that. That's how I used to wholesale back in the day. And that's how I was doing, 5, 6, 7 deals every single month. Was strictly through on market, strictly through agents. Now, the math equations that I would use are a couple different ones, which we teach inside of our launch lab inside of the school. In launch lab, we teach you how to set up an AI software that does all of this for you. And then we teach you how to just wholesale on market because most people don't really know how to wholesale on market. So you do need to know how to do these things when you start a business, right? You can't just, a lot of people are like, oh, AI does everything. So like, let's just get the AI software and then let's let AI just do everything, even though I don't know jack shit about how to do anything. That's not how a business works. That's someone who thinks that money is going to rain from the sky and life is going to be easy and they don't have to do anything. And looky, you don't get me wrong, you don't have to do much. This isn't fucking hard. It's not complicated. And when you implement AI, it's actually, you don't have to really do much of anything. But you do need to know how to run your fucking business. Okay? Because like you got to be able to fix the problems when they come up. You've got to run a business like a professional. Like you need to know what you're doing. You can't just like throw AI to the wind and be like, hey, do this. You could, but you're gonna have a really hard go at it, and then you're gonna want to quit, and then you're gonna blame everyone else and everything else and the AI and say it doesn't work. When in reality, it's you. You're the problem. You're the common denominator. So let's just get that rant out the way. This is a business. You need to know how to run your business. So we teach that in Launch Lab to give you an idea of how to do everything. Now, I would do the ARV times ARV percentage, which in order to get an ARV percentage, you have to do a market analysis. Again, teach that in Launch Lab. That helps you understand your market overall. and what numbers buyers are trying to buy at, what numbers you need to get your properties at, all of that. Another math equation is the 93% rule. Again, we teach that in Launch Lab. It's 93% times ARV minus the buyer's desired profit minus the renovation cost minus your wholesale fee. Okay. And that gives you your maximum offer amount that you're allowed to offer on this property. Now, again, we talk about all that stuff inside the school. We break that down further in the school. Each of those two math equations is like a 30-minute fucking conversation. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on there that into just teaching that's not really going to go into this video. So that's how I used to do it. I used to scroll down Zillow, call all these agents, and specifically the listing agents. Again, the listing agents, that's a key golden nugget that you need to pay attention to. I'm not calling just any agent. I'm calling the listing agents of the properties that I want. And then I'm making an offer based on either one of those two equations. And I'm sending out these offers one by one on my own using my CRM. So then I'm going into my CRM, I'm going into my contacts, and I'm creating a contact. I'm adding a contact, I'm putting their name, pretty much everything that I saw in this Zillow right here. I'm putting their name, their phone number, I'm copy and pasting all this information into this area here. Then once I've done that, it creates a contact, and then I need to go and start filling out the property information. And again, if you have Go High Level, this is not all automatically in here. Some of it is, but most of it's not. The reason is because this is all custom built by me. Go High Level is a jack of all trades CRM. The world is your oyster with this software as well. You can do whatever you want, build whatever you want. So I custom did my fields and variables to fit my business, my niche, my strategy. So I do have a snapshot of this. If you are a Go High Level user and you want to use our snapshot, we give it to you when you join Wholetek. But if you want to use this snapshot, just email us. I'll leave our email down below and we can help you with that as well. But then you put all your information in here. You got to copy paste it, blah, 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 put it all in here. Doing this manually takes you like 15 minutes. Okay. It's tedious. It's a tedious, annoying job. And the reason that it takes so long is because you're copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, right? And then that's why you're spending a 12-hour day at the computer, not only at the computer, but also on the phones, because you're calling that agent, trying to negotiate a deal over the phone. That's a 15-minute conversation. You're trying to put all this property information into the file. That's a 15-minute job. You're trying to comp the property. That's another 15-minute job. So each time you're adding a lead to the system manually, this is how I was doing it back in 2020. Again, back in 2020, we didn't have AI. Back in 2020, we didn't have as many tools to help us make this more streamlined and fast, right? Time is money. So back in the day, I was spending 45 minutes to an hour on every single lead that I was putting into the system. So I'm spending a 12-hour day, but that means I'm probably only getting 12 to maybe 20. I think 20 is even overshooting, maybe like 12 to 18 probably leads into the system every day. And that's if there was that many in there. If there isn't that many leads to add to the system, then maybe you're doing 5 new leads and then you're following up with the remaining amount between 12 and 18. So, you're spending all day just doing tedious tasks, or just spending all day doing things that you really wish you weren't. So that's how you're going to get one deal a month, though. That's the effort and energy you have to put into this if you don't have the money to invest, and if you want to do it for free. If you don't have any money to invest, then you probably don't want to go high level either. It's $97 a month. Honestly, I think you need to have, everybody tells you don't need any money, you don't need any credit to start wholesaling real estate. You don't, but this is a fucking business, okay? You do need to invest in yourself and in your business. And if you have limited funds, then maybe you invest in Go High Level, because that's going to keep you most organized and it's going to kind of simplify your life a little bit instead of using like a Google Sheet. If instead you like really want to learn and you can invest like, $20 a month in like someone's community or something like that, then maybe you don't get a Go High Level, you do a Google Sheet of this version and you do that instead. But this is how you're going to get one deal a month. You go onto Zillow, you add all this information, you call every one of these agents. You're spending like 8 to 12 hours a day doing this. You'll get one, honestly, you'll probably get 1 to 3 deals every single month doing this. And that's how you get 1 to 3 deals every month. The easiest way, the cheapest way, wholesaling real estate. Now, if you don't have the money to do Go High Level, your other alternatives are Google Phone for your phone services, for your business phone services. Or it's Google Voice, I think is what it's called, Google Voice. Then you have Gmail, create like a more professional looking Gmail, and then Google Sheets. Okay, those are the 3 that I would suggest that you need to kind of implement a Go High Level, like kind of like piece together a Go High Level without any money. All right, and then Zillow's free. There you go. So that's how you're going to do that. If you have the money to get Go High Level, get the $97 plan, get yourself organized. If you have even more money to invest, that's when you get AI. So how AI works is it puts all this information in for me. So this is Opal. We were talking about her earlier, how I just text message her and I'm living my life somewhere else. You can talk to Opal and she will add properties into your account using leads feed. So she goes into leads feed and she adds some accounts. She adds some properties for you. Now, she's doing exactly what I'm doing here, but none of us see it. Like you can't see her doing it. She's just doing it in the background. And she can add properties here. The system will tell her what math, but Opal's smart enough to determine whether that math makes sense or not. So she'll also decide like this might not make sense. We might not want to offer this amount. These numbers are coming up based off what comparables are down here. So she'll go into here and she'll go and find all the distressed properties and she'll add them into your Go High Level herself. Then there's an AI called Tekii, but you can name him whatever you want. He negotiates those deals and she micromanages him. As you can see here, he's having these conversations, negotiating this deal right here. And she'll intervene if she needs to. They send letters of intent. They go back and forth. See, they're sending out emails. She's sending out voicemails. They're going back and forth, talking about all this stuff. Best we can do is $360K. I literally have no idea that any of this is happening. I don't know what's happening in this account. I don't even go inside of my Go High Level account to check anything. AI is doing everything. And if there's a problem, Opal will text message me on my phone and tell me, hey, here's an update. Here's what's going on. Kind of give you an idea or a look at that. Here's Opal right here text messaging me. Says handled boss, which means that she handled a situation and now she's giving me the rundown on what's happening with that situation. She's always texting me updates, a good morning brief. She added 15, or she pushed 27 new properties into the system. Here's some things that need my eyes. Pipeline, Tekii, three need eyes. So these are 3 things that she needs me to give my opinion on. This is the item that's most important. And then here's some other things that she's just touching base on. And I can text message her back and forth and tell her, like, here we are having full-on conversations. She was summarizing an email for me. I was like, let's not use this word. Let's use this word. Change that. Also send the LOI. She's like, okay, but there's no numbers inside the system for this. The system is suggesting 192 to 127, but I think that we should go and override that and go at 160 to 180. Like it's like it's a human assistant that I'm texting to run my company, that runs my company. But it's AI. It's all AI running this in the background for me. So that's also how you can do 1 to 3 deals per month, but spend way less time. I don't spend more than maybe 15 minutes a day talking to Opal. And if I spend any more time than that on my business, it's because Opal needed me to take over on a call or title's calling me for some kind of issue that I need to be part of. But again, all of that is stuff that I take care of while I'm on the go. And if it's something that I can have Opal take care of when I get the call, so like let's say title calls me and they're like, hey, we need this document emailed to us. If I know the document is inside of my Go High level already, or if I know that I could send the document to Opal, I can upload it to her or something, then I could say, hey, take this document and email it to blah blah blah. And she'll do that. Like I can do this whole thing on the go. I could be in an airplane and using the airplane Wi-Fi and texting her and my business is running for me. I could be in Bali. I could be at the nail salon getting my nails done. I could be on my couch rotting. Like anything, I could be doing anything anywhere that I can do text messages. And she's running my whole company for me. So that's how you could get 1 to 3 deals every month using AI, and how you can do 1 to 3 deals every month using a method where you don't have to spend any money because it just depends on where you are in your life and the start of your business. But yeah, hopefully that was very informative to you guys on how to wholesale real estate. Again, if you want something even in more depth, like some real step-by-step trainings, inside the school is where we do that. Let me actually show you. Inside the classroom, we have a program called Launch Lab. Like here's where all of that is like broken down step by step in videos. Here's the basics. Here's how it is to work with agents, everything about that, everything about contracts. Um, if you need to know the laws and different things about the markets, which market to pick, how to do market research, things about title and double closing, comping. Like there's so much more to wholesaling in general that you probably need to know. And we're very specifically on market working with agents, that all that information's in here, so you can come and join us at the school. Everything you need that we talked about in this video is going to be down below inside of the description box, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. So yeah.